Hi everybody. I wanted to try to give you a very fast video about online learning. And I'm boiling this down to communication and deadlines because I'm not here to talk about whether or not online learning is effective. I believe that it is effective and it's flexible and you can make it fit your life. Excuse me. And it's in my life. I'm here making a video at home and you hear crashing sounds outside. There's pros and cons to that, but it is in my life. It fits my life. So that's not what this is about. This is really about two main things that I've kind of boiled this down to: communication and deadlines. So let me talk briefly about communication. If you have a question, you want to make sure that you ask it. You can ask it of me. Ask it inside of the, we have a discussion board that is, anybody can answer the question in. It's the course questions board. Ooh, and I've got 14 questions in there that I need to go and answer. And the class just started yesterday, so I need to go in there. I can answer questions in there. It looks like, my guess is that some people have already been answering each other. So do that. Ask your questions. Ask me questions. If you feel more comfortable sending a private message, go for it, okay? Don't say to yourself, well, I'll figure it out and ask her in a week if I haven't figured it out. You can do that. You can wait. You might wait a day. You might say, you know, I'm tired right now. It's 3 in the morning. Maybe the problem is that I just haven't slept for a while. That could be. Maybe trying again the next day and then asking if you can't figure it out is a good idea. But don't put it off too long, because I've seen too many people get to the end, and there was this moment earlier in the semester where things just sort of snowballed or piled up. Let me put it that way. And then it becomes overwhelming. So communicate early and often. The other thing is just deadlines. You want to make sure that you watch deadlines because they also come quickly. Sorry, interruptions. The class is very flexibly structured so that, you know, even if you were to miss a deadline, there's usually a second chance for a lot of the work. Like for assignments, you could turn them in, you know, during the cutoff window, for example, with a slight penalty. But still, you don't want things to pile up to the end. You could very easily, like let's say you have a 1-week module like you have this week, you could very easily wait till Sunday at 5 p.m. to begin working. Well, that's very stressful because you have 3 or 4 things due on Sunday, you know, at midnight. So I recommend that you, even if you're a procrastinator like I am, I'm a natural-born procrastinator, and I am in my 30s now, and so I've learned a bit. I've had a lot of anxiety from procrastinating. I've had to study myself and figure out why I procrastinate and try to get past that, try to push myself into working even when I don't want to. One of the good tricks for that is say to yourself, I'm going to work for 5 minutes. You know, like it's Wednesday and the module's due on Sunday, and you're like, I really should get started, but I don't want to. One thing you can do is say, I'm going to work for 5 minutes, and then I can decide at the end of that 5 minutes if I'm going to work for 5 more minutes, you know, and just take it in 5-minute increments. And before you know it, you might actually say, you know, I'm going to finish this task. And then maybe, oh, while I'm at it, I'm going to finish a second small task. And then I'll be back on Friday and I'll finish, you know, whatever else remains. So that's my trick that I like to use, that if I'm really putting something off, it's like I'll do it 5 minutes at a time. You know, and if I want to leave the task after that first 5 minutes, I can. But try to force yourself to do things before those deadlines, okay? It's just really stressful if you put it off. And I've been there, so I know what it's like. And you're going to ultimately choose what you're going to do with that. The other tip that I've got is to schedule yourself. That's along with deadlines. You want to schedule yourself. It might help you to get a calendar if you don't have one already. You probably have one. Most of you are going to become teachers, and you better learn how to use a calendar at some point. Ultimately, the class is about work, so I hope that you find some relevance and meaning in the work, maybe some enjoyment. I hope you find something that you can take into your classroom by the time it's all said and done. And I think you'll be much more successful if you communicate and you'll watch those deadlines. All right, thank you so much.